Are we live? Did we do it? I'm gonna have to refresh the page again. Is it working? Alright, welcome back everybody to another live stream repair. We've got two from Michael that just showed up. Both of which have no power. So, it'll be interesting to see if both of these have the same issue or not. Oh yeah, earlier this morning we got our custom red HomePod put together and thrown up on eBay for auction. So check the video description if you're interested in trying to win this. Anyways, let's get Michael's HomePods unboxed. Let's see. Here we go. Here is number one. Oh yeah, before we get started, I almost forgot. Cheers. Sounds like that baby's awake.
Say hi. Say hi.
Go back to bed.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. So first thing we're going to do before we crack this thing open, we're going to check our symptoms with a known good power cable. A few reasons we do that. One, we don't want to spend a whole bunch of time fixing something when in reality there may be nothing wrong with it. Which leads us to the second reason, never trust anyone. So, maybe for whatever reason, and we've seen it before, people send in a HomePod saying it's got one issue, and when in reality it's got a different issue, or maybe nothing wrong with it at all. So anyways, when we plug this into power, it'll be powered by our kilowatt meter here, and we'll get an idea if it does not power on, possibly what's going on inside based on how much power it's pulling. Alright, definitely no life, no response, no nothing there. Our kilowatt says we're pulling around 4 watts, so that's not like a blown fuse. That's not like a short on the logic board. That would appear to be the oh-so-common diode on the amplifier. So let's get this taken apart and find out. I'm just going to start by removing this top cosmetic plastic. Oh, I got a phone call. Hello. Hey, I'm streaming right now. What's up? Yeah. Let me double check. So it depends on, it's different solders of course have different temperature ranges, but generally I think, and I'm trying to find something to back it up to make sure, I think we tried to hit like 200 to 250 Celsius. So I think what we did was we preheated everything to around 180, 200, right? And then we got the chip itself up to 250 for I think 10 or 15 seconds, and then we slowly brought the heat back away and allowed everything to slowly cool down.
Okay. Yeah, so you heated like basically everything around.
Well, so like you want to get the whole board to start, because I'm guessing you've got like a big like DeWalt heat gun or something like that.
I have yeah.
So you're just gonna go like probably 8 to 12 inches away from the board for a few minutes, just passing back and forth, getting the whole board as warm as you can, without obviously starting to reflow everything. And then you can start to hone closer and closer in onto the GPU chip until you want to get like a few inches away and bring it up to 250.
Okay, and then just specifically, should I also do that for the RAM as well?
So that's the thing. How do you, like, what exactly was wrong with it? What was it doing?
So it was artifacting hella bad. First it was just go play a game and maybe an hour.
What was is this an RTX 2080? I can't remember what you said. So I think I've heard of problems specifically with the RTX 2080 cards where the RAM chips right next to the PCIe slot, because of how heavy the card is, they flex, and over time, the
RAM chips near the PCIe slot, they're all
uh,
die.
okay.
This one doesn't have any. At least this isn't the TI. The TI I believe does have RAM chips down below.
Yeah, okay. I would see with artifacting, shit. You could try, if it boots up, you could try to look and see with something like, what is it? I think it's like hardware info, or not GPU Z, but HW Info 64. It'll show you if the GPU memory has errors or not when you're running like a benchmark or like Firmark or something. So I would check and see if you get any, or just to try to find some like GPU benchmarking tool. I know there's a few out there that will test your video and your memory, and it'll give you like the result of like if there were memory errors specifically. Then you can at least know whether or not you should try reflowing the memory chips, because trying that, you're just when it doesn't need it, like that's you're more likely than not just going to break something trying to reflow any of this, really. So it's really kind of luck if it works in the first place.
Okay, so like when I do, which I'm likely going there, but have to reflow it anyway. But hardware info 64 for running benchmarking, it's only for VRAM issues.
Well, hardware info 64 will show you the video card info, and then you'll have to run a benchmark at the same time, and then use hardware info 64 to see if it's got like memory errors or not.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there was something else, I can't remember what the name of the tool was, but there was something else that like ran GPU benchmarks and then had like a console output of different errors. So that's basically what led me to figure out that I'm pretty sure it was the RAM on that RX 6800 card that I bought and tried to reflow. I was running a whole bunch of stuff on there, and I kept getting GPU memory errors. So
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. I'll try to run it. It was artifacting inside the fucking like when the OS was starting. It didn't do that before.
yeah, I'm like I'd be willing to bet it's probably the GPU die.
That's usually what happens when I see artifacting.
Yeah.
So I may just try reflowing it first. Because I took it apart just to take a look at it and see, and I'm already here with everything. I already took the fucking, what you call it, off.
Oh yeah. If you've already got it all apart, yeah, just go for the GPU die and throw it together, see if it gets any better or worse.
Okay, so just heat the board up for a couple minutes, like 8 to 12 inches away, but then focus on the temperature. I have like little covers I can kind of put over the RAM chips.
Yeah, I can't remember when we were doing your board. Did we get like aluminum foil out and cover everything else, or did we just go nuke the whole board?
I think we nuked the whole board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just a
That was the 1080.
No, that was a 780.
It was a 780.
Yeah. PNY 780.
The PNY. I thought it was like a silver 1080. Like the reference.
Yeah, it was black. Well, actually, my 1080 is also black.
Okay, actually, yeah, don't go above. I would say don't go above 220 for the first. Yeah, do for the first attempt. Don't go above 220, and then if anything changes, then you can maybe. Yeah. I was gonna say maybe try 220 again, or maybe go up a little above that. But yeah, right above that is when the GPU chip itself can start baking. Bad times. And then the PCB, the material itself, you're quickly bad times. What were you gonna say? Oh yeah, you definitely without flux, there's even less chance because the reason why it's failing is the BGA under the chip. What happens is over time, one of those solder balls actually cracks. So when you reheat it, the idea is to melt that crack back together into one solid piece. But the problem is, once it cracks, it oxidizes, and oxidized solder will not flow back into itself and create a single unit again, unless you can remove that oxidation, and that's what flux does. So your other problem might be the chip itself might have too much underfill around the outside of it that you won't even be able to get any flux under it. If you're lucky, they'll only have underfilled like just the corners, so you can like squeeze some all the way around it. And then as you're warming it up, you can kind of go in there and continue to squeeze a little bit on there if you're careful you don't bump anything. Yes, we definitely used flux with it.
Underneath the die itself a little bit too, so it should be able to get underneath there.
Yeah.
But you only did it after you had already preheated the forward, right?
So I think we put a bunch on there and then we started heating it up, and then we, right before we did the full temp on the GPU die, we added more on there. Yeah, you can't use too much, so. Nice. Oh yeah, of course. Shit, dude. Good luck and let me know how it goes. All right, bye. Okay. Yeah, well, that was my friend that was asking about. A few months ago, he'd brought over a GTX 780 graphics card that was artifacting, and we just took it apart and reflowed it, and surprisingly it brought it back to life. And now he's got an RTX 2080 that he's trying to do the same thing with on his own. I was just telling him what I do when I've got the time to kill to mess around with it before I go and just say fuck it and reflow the thing anyways. But yeah, I tend to see artifacting a result of GPU soldering going, or the GPU's BGA going bad, and then usually crashes, instability, or like obviously memory errors are going to be the VRAM. Hey Mike, welcome to the stream. Welcome to another one. I know it's only been a few hours since we talked earlier this morning, but any progress on your HomePod there? Oh no, that's right, you're still waiting for diodes to show up too. So.
She just
She pooped?
Yeah, and I needed a second from this. I noticed a god awful smell and I looked over at her little face and she was going like that. And she looked over at me and smiled.
She said I did it.
It's so funny. But I need a second before I can take care of it. She's watching Naruto.
She said, I'm nuclear.
Oh man, what a crazy. Wish me luck. Come on, little chopper. I'm gonna take you.
Alright, get it. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. It's a good subwoofer. If I've ever smelled one myself. And I've smelled quite a few subwoofers. Ask me about my woofer. Question. My T6 from iFixit isn't magnetic. You can always magnetize it. There's those cheap little like $5 magnetizers that you can get off Amazon. That might help. Is it a metal iFixit screwdriver? I wonder if your magnet in there, I wonder if it fell out or just didn't come with one. Do the tips actually like snap into place, like get pulled in by a magnet, or do they just fall out? I'm pretty sure I smell that kid's poop from here. And they're like a room and a half over. That's intense. The tips are fixed, not interchangeable. Oh, I'm not familiar with that, but I would typically expect what sounds like a cheaper set like that, with the fixed tips to probably not be magnetized, but you should be able to magnetize it. Okay, we got our amplifier out. Let's get up close, take a look at our primary suspect, our Schottky barrier diode, and sure enough, a date code of 1748K. Keeps me busy every day. Oh, wait. Let's check and just make sure really quick it's actually dead. I'll be good for you guys. Yeah, see, it beeps. That's a bad diode. Oh, there it goes. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna cool that off for just a sec, and then we'll give this a test. Okay. Alright, let's see what it's got. I hear power. There we go. We'll give that a sec to boot up. Check it for DC offset while we're here. Alright, what is that? Looks like we've got just enough offset to care. So this needs new filters because of too much DC voltage coming out of the amp. Just barely too much. If we ignore that, then of course they'll get death farts and blow up their bass speaker. So we don't want to be lazy. Just because it works doesn't mean it's working well. I was hoping this was going to be a quick and easy one, but here we go. Alright, we made a little bridge there, but got that fixed up. Got new filters on here, so hopefully we've got this DC offset under 50 millivolts and we won't have to worry about this developing death farts or a dead bass speaker in the near future. Okay. That's booting back up. Give me less than 50. Yes. That is a bit better. That's a lot better. So, this is ready to go. All right. Number 1 fixed.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the Home app. I'm having trouble.
All right, volume buttons light up nice and even. Good sound, good power. That one looks all fixed up and ready to go. Let's grab their other one now. Number 2. Same thing. Let's plug it into power with a known good power cable and check our symptoms. Yep, same thing. 4 watts of power draw, no response, no nothing. Cheers. Let's get started. Subwoofer's good. We are in victory sip. Let's get up close. Check out our diode. $1748K yet again. Ah, yep, another dead diode. Who is surprised? Not I. Got real close to that cap there. Beautiful. You guys know the drill. We'll cool it off for a sec, and then we'll test it out. Look at that, we've got power. Will we have bad offset like the other one? Oh, wow, it's even worse. Alright. 150 millivolts and quickly growing. Wow, okay. So both of these needed not only new diodes to fix the power issue, but both of these also happened to have filters starting to go bad. Gosh. Oh, I was hoping it was going to be an easy day. Couple of easy, no power repairs, just a couple of diodes and we'll be on our way. No, they're asking for it all. They want it all. You can get the DC filters from DigiKey or Mouser, and you can find the part number on my website, nixfix.com, under the common issues section for DC offset. I've got the part numbers for everything you need there. Any capacitor of the same spec will work. You don't have to get the exact same part number that I've got on my website. Let's see, are we gonna be able to pull off our trick today? Alright. Had to straighten one of those out. Oh yeah, I don't blame you for missing it if you already checked the website. There's a lot on there. Alright, let's see if we got that DC offset under 50 millivolts. And then we can wrap this up. Did I see the link with the girl soldering? Oh, I think so. I haven't had the chance to actually sit down and watch it yet. Pretty much every waking moment, I am working. I wake up. If it's not from the baby, it's work notifications. And I gotta grind that out for 6 to 10 hours, and then once that's done, I get the day's HomePods packed and dropped off at UPS before I pick up the ones for the day, bring them home, and start the stream. But I gotta watch that sometime, because there's I don't know, I might learn something from it. I'm a sucker, as you could tell from the channel that I recommended you, I'm a sucker for the really old style instructional videos. I like the animations that they use. They're usually hand-drawn. Oh, excellent offset. And I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of things that people tend to overcomplicate in tutorial videos these days, and some of the older stuff just has the right charm to it. I don't think I could call myself old school, because I'm not necessarily, I can't really say that. I'm almost 30, but I'm not really old school, I feel like, yet. I like to mix things up. I like a bit of the old and the new. But that doesn't say I don't like going on a couple-hour YouTube binge, watching a whole bunch of how-to videos from like the 50s to 60s and 70s. Oh, and those, the GM promotional videos where they basically talk to you and show you how various different parts of their cars work. Like dampeners and differentials. They make some really good visualizations for those. and practical models to show you how they work. I think they're freaking neat. Helps you understand better what it is that you're interacting with on a daily basis. And I feel like if you've got a better sense of how your machinery that you're operating actually functions, then you will be more effective at operating that machinery. Be it a car, or I don't know. I almost forgot the screws for the amplifier, but not this time. I'm not making that mistake again. Arduinos are really handy for a really cheap prototype or development type thing where you want to test something or put an idea to practice. But Arduinos and Raspberry Pis and most of those DIY or tinkering small form factor computers in general, they're not very suitable for like production environments. Like, you would be a fool to buy like a couple hundred Arduinos to build like a consumer product out of them. But for prototyping or DIY projects or just testing your own stuff out or tinkering, they are excellent microcontrollers. Oh, I also wouldn't trust an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi to run for example, the software for my engine. If I were like doing like a custom, like, I don't know, some sort of car project and I needed a custom engine computer, it probably wouldn't be the best idea to use an embedded computer like the Arduinos or Raspberry Pis, because yeah, can you imagine one of those things crashing while you're driving down the road? There's a reason why. Well, there's many reasons why a lot of the electronics that go into automobiles, for example, are a little different than the electronics that go into other products like laptops and speakers and whatever else have you that doesn't involve moving people in a multi-thousand-pound missile 60 plus miles an hour down the highway. For example, many of the components used to build an engine computer for a car go through much higher standards for quality assurance before those components are used for parts for your car or your engine computer, for example. There's actually an automotive standard equivalent for the diode that you see us replace on these HomePods, and it actually happens to be cheaper. Don't ask me why, I can only speculate. Probably just something to do with supply and demand. I fear I sliced the touch sensor on the HomePod that I took apart. I didn't get the pry tool deep enough. You're probably okay. These displays are fairly tough. The only thing that you can really break off this board is the ambient light sensor. If you break it off, it'll still work just fine. Whenever the display is on, it'll just be at full brightness. But aside from that, it works just fine without that light sensor. So, but I do have a few spares of these if yours ends up not working. If you ended up breaking it, just let me know and I'll see what I can do for you. All right. Let's see if it works. 2 for 2. Hey, 2 for 2.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Yes.
For more, I'm having trouble.
Yes. All right, folks. We got everything that we needed to fixed up today. If you're looking for more info on doing your own HomePod repairs, like the parts or tools that you need, or you're looking for people to fix your HomePod for you, including myself, check out the website, nixfix.com, where I've got a list of common issues and how you can fix it, as well as my contact info and others around the world doing the same thing. In any case, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye!